Hello everyone, welcome back to the film industry, and this is going to be episode number 2, and what we're going to talk about today is how basically a movie gets made. Some of you wonder how a movie's made just because you want to get into the industry and you're more interested in how, just how it all comes together. Some people as viewers don't really want to get into the industry, but they really appreciate the craft and the artistry that goes into it and everything that is compiled to make this one project happen. And then there are just others that watch movies and they just don't care, but we're not talking to them. So there are 5 stages in making a movie. The number 1 thing is development. The second is pre-production, production, post-production, and then you have your sales and distribution. So the first one is development, and this is basically where you're going to get your script written. Someone has to want to make a movie, so this is where it starts. This is where you're going to do your research, put everything together, you're going to write everything up. The ideas can be a novel, an original script, it could be a remake, any of those are all kind of where development comes into play. Once your script is done, then you're going to go into the pre-production phase. Pre-production is really super important to stay organized, because if everything isn't organized in pre-production, everything kind of is a mess all the way through the whole project. What are all the elements to the script that need to be collected and come together? And this is really important. This is where you're going to do your hiring, you're going to pick up different crew, you're going to figure out what props you need, what actors you need, you're going to cast, your scheduling, what things are you going to shoot on certain days, what things you need on certain days, your budget, your locations. All these things are going to happen in pre-production, and your producers and directors are going to be the ones kind of putting all this together. Go through what you need, what you don't need, and this is the planning stage of a movie. Production, you're going to make the movie. You're actually going to shoot it. You're going to, have the actors act. You're going to have the directors direct. You're going to have a background do what they need to do. You're going to have every department working on set, what they need to be doing to come from script to screen. I think it's the most physically demanding on most people. It takes a lot of hours in the day. It could range from, there are some studio sets that have 8 hours, and then it ranges from 12 hours on location. It can go all the way to 20, 24 hours. I mean, people on set, it's just really, such really long, tough days. Then you're gonna get into your post-production phase. You're gonna take everything you did in the production phase, and you're gonna cut everything together and gets everything in order, because when you're in production, things get shot out of order, because if you could shoot everything in order, it'd be just amazing, but it doesn't work that way. You're gonna get their CGI, special effects in there, and your directors, producers, editors, special effects artists, or animation artists, or anything like that are all gonna be working in this stage. Sometimes you have editors working when production is happening, because they'll send them certain clips depending on who is running the show. Now the last one is going to be your sales and distribution. After your movie is set, after it is put together, everything is on it the way you want it, all the directors and producers are happy with it, what they're going to do is they'll release it to certain focus groups to get a feel for how people are taking it. Sometimes they may reshoot stuff from there, rewrite some things, and they'll go back in production and kind of come back and forth. Sometimes that does happen, doesn't happen always, but you have screenings. Then you're gonna kind of pitch to your potential buyers. You're gonna go to certain studios, distribution companies, and kind of try and get a deal to get distributed to theaters and that. And if you're doing the film festival circuit, this is where you're gonna submit your movie to the certain festivals. All these stages are used in pretty much almost all film or TV projects, whether it's big, low budget, or it's going to be a student film, or even YouTubers. They go through the same phases. You have your development, you have your idea, you're like, I want to make this movie, and then after that you're going to go into your planning. How are we going to do this? What do I need to make this movie? And then you're going to actually get into the next one. Hey, we're making this friggin' movie. And then when you have all your footage, you're going to cut it together, your post-production, and then after that you're going to decide what you want to do with it. All these stages happen in big and small projects. Rewrites. I'm just going to say this. I didn't really mention it throughout the whole stages, but rewrites happen through every single stage. They happen, obviously when you're writing it, you're developing it, you're writing it, and then your rewrites happen after that phase. So pre-production rewrites always happen. They're like, let's switch this up. This is too hard, budget's too small, they don't have enough money for it. Cut some things or add different things. And then even when you're on set shooting it and you have the actors, rewrites happen scene by scene. Sometimes the director will be like, this is not working, it'll happen right there. And then after that, even in editing, the script could say that a certain scene is happening, and then they can just cut the whole thing out. And that's technically a rewrite in my eyes. So anything that wasn't originally there is a rewrite, and it happens through every single stage. And even when it's in sales and distribution or something, they'll go back and redo it. So rewrites happen through the whole, the whole process, all the stages. Those were your stages of how a movie gets made. Next week we'll definitely get into the departments, how you kind of build up to there, and all the different jobs within those departments and everything. So this has been the film industry, and I will see you guys next week.